So this is Wrestling Fan for Life 98 version 1, and I thought I would quickly come up here to do a special question and answers with my mum alongside me, who is up here with me today. And it's basically to go over the entire of WWE, well, not the entire of WWE, but to do an end of the year recap to WWE in 2024. And
Bella.
yeah, so you have our dog joining us as well in this. So I've got a total of 6 questions which I'm going to ask her in this questions and answers. But the first one I'm just going to start right off with is, what had you becoming the most interested with WWE in this year particularly?
Well,
in 2024, like what storyline?
As you know, I used to see bits of the wrestling back in the 90s when your dad used to follow it on Sky, and I remember Vince McMahon, and it was the Rock and Triple H and that. I remember all them, but then it sort of largely passed me by in the last 25 years. And then what was it back in February, Cam, that you happened to be watching one Saturday afternoon, and I was
watching SmackDown. It could have been.
Yeah, and I was in the front room, and I said, "Oh, leave it on." And that's what I saw, The Rock, and I said, "Gosh, is he still in the wrestling? Is he still doing it?" And it turned out that he'd been away a few times, but he'd come back. And then Cody. And I didn't know Cody Rhodes, but I was impressed by Cody Rhodes because
he's on your T-shirt here.
Oh, yeah, he's on my T-shirt. He's one of my favourites. But yeah, he had his 3-piece suit on, so I thought, well, looks very smart. So I just started watching on that Saturday back in February, and yeah, I really got into it. And what have we been to? 3 shows this year.
Yes, 3 shows.
I went to the first one in
3
Birmingham.
live events.
You already had your seat booked near the front, so I was stuck up in the back rows at Birmingham. But then we went to SmackDown and Clash at the Castle. Got the train all the way up to Scotland, didn't we, to see that, and then Liverpool live show back in October,
where this poster is as well from. 6
rows from the front. Randy Orton right in front of us. He's another of my favourites. I remember him from back in the day. So yeah, there we go.
Randy's one of my favourites.
Yeah, he's always been one of your favourites, and remember when you've been a big fan since you were about 4, haven't you, Cam? And you've used to get you all your figures and that, but I never used to pay it that much notice. But yeah, this year you just wanted to get yourself into it. Well, I couldn't believe that The Rock was still there. I thought, how can he still be there after all this time? But yeah, so it was back in February. So he was doing promos with Roman against Cody, wasn't it? Cody and Seth.
Yes. Cody and building up to their WrestleMania tag match.
Yeah, and then ever since then we've watched every SmackDown, every Raw.
Well, it was the whole thing with the build up to WrestleMania.
So I thought I'd quite like to do a collab, and Cameron's gonna ask me some questions, aren't you, Cam?
Yes. So I'm going to go straight into the next question, so we're not going over things, repeating things too much. Okay. So what was your favourite match that was on any WWE Premium Live event for 2024 that you would see?
Well, as you know, I get them.
So from the Royal Rumble 2024 to Survivor Series War Games, which is the last one we watched together.
I've watched
a few weeks back.
I've watched all these PLEs, and I can't always remember which match was on which PLE. I'm not that old.
Well, no.
But one that I particularly remember was AJ and Cody at Backlash in France.
That was good.
That was a really good
match.
Really good. Who won it, Cam?
Cody won.
But then didn't they have a rematch? And then they did the I Quit match at Clash in the Castle,
and we went to that.
Saw live.
Yeah, we were there live.
And Cody's mum was there.
Yeah.
She slapped AJ around the face, didn't she? But I would say, oh God, there's been loads of good matches. I mean, even the one at WrestleMania, the first night, was it Roman and The Rock versus Cody and Seth?
Yes.
When they went out into the
out
into the stands and were wrestling.
And that was the main event on night 1 on
Yeah.
Saturday night. That was
Oh gosh, I do like the AJ and Cody matches.
Drew and Punk in Hell in a Cell at Bad Blood.
Well, yeah, that was good. I wouldn't say it was my favourite.
It's just, I guess, your personal taste more than more than mine.
Everything about Backlash France was good, wasn't it? Because it was the crowd reaction. I think
the men's War Games match we just saw a couple weeks back, and you just recently did see the men's Elimination Chamber match in Perth,
that was
Australia
right at the beginning of the
year.
year before I started watching, so we watched that a couple of days ago.
Just to see all of that.
That was
the
good.
men's war, not the
women's.
That
had Bobby Lashley, who he'd already left by the time I started watching.
No, he was still there. He didn't leave till October.
Well, yeah, but I didn't see him.
Well, no.
I would say Cody versus AJ. I loved it when AJ did the fake retirement thing.
Oh yes, that was a good
storyline. And he turned on Cody then,
good.
and then they did the I Quit match, and Cody won it. Yeah, I quit, Cody. Yeah. So yeah, I'd say that one.
Yeah. Okay. So the next question, then the third question is, what was the worst match, did you think, in your opinion, on a WWE PLE this year? Like similar to the first, the one we've just had, but
do I pay that much attention to the bad match? Oh, what not for the worst match, but one of the.
You one.
Oh, well, I was just going to say I don't think it was the worst match, but one of the sort of funniest ones was that women's ladder match at the women's Money in the Bank. Wasn't that the one?
Well, let me tell you what I was going to say. Well, the one I was going to say was the finish to the Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan match at Bad Blood when Raquel Rodriguez
that was
debuted, and how that
and botched it all up and
ended wrong.
Didn't she go and pull Liv on top of Rhea
after
she was
the
hitting
Dominic, wasn't she, with a kendo stick when he was hanging upside down because he fell out of the shark
and then the bell went, and then she went and dragged Liv on top of Rhea after the bell had gone, and nobody seemed to notice.
So that was a bit.
Well, I think people didn't notice. That was a bit rubbish. Some of the women's matches are good, but I don't know.
There was definitely even Nia and Liv at that Crown Jewel was not the best.
Some of them are totally forgettable. The women, I said I liked the women's Money in the Bank match when Lyra couldn't get the ladder over.
Yeah.
She'd spent about 10
and I think Zoe Stark had a bad
up.
botch in there as well in that match.
And the other ones that I can't get into are the was it the Andrade versus Carmelo? Matches,
yeah. Well, they weren't on
PLEs,
but but still,
they went on and on forever.
Yeah, there were some that did last a bit,
but wow, there's a few, but I don't really remember them so much, the bad matches as well as the good matches. So, but yeah. What's the next question? Right.
Well, the next question, the fourth question, is who was the best heel of WWE this year in 2024? So there's a lot you can go
heel
from
turn,
here.
Yeah, but a lot of them turned heel.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. So it could be a heel turn that's recently been
I know that's a good
now.
heel. I know what who I think was a really good heel.
It could be a faction as well. It could be an individual.
No, I think Chad Gable. Because when I first started watching, he was training Sami Zayn for his fight against Gunther for the Intercontinental.
At WrestleMania 40.
Yeah, and he was training him, and then he turned on him. He turned on him in Canada? What was that at, Cam? When Chad Gable turned on Sami?
I think it was in Calgary.
Yeah, but that wasn't a PLE. That was just a.
Yeah.
Was that just a?
That was on Monday Night Raw. It was on a Raw. The Raw that was soon after WrestleMania. It was.
I think Chad Gable's a brilliant heel. I love the way he kept on Otis, the way he trashed his Alpha Academy, and then he trashed. He still trashes the Creed brothers in American Made, but they all seem to take it. But they'll probably turn on him eventually. I think he makes a really good heel because I've seen interviews with him, and he seems like a really nice bloke in real life. So.
Well, yeah.
I think he's a really good heel. Who else?
But he's good at his character, Chad. And right now, just recently, even if you point to the New Day of Kofi and Xavier Woods.
Yeah, that's a really good
how
heel
well
turn.
They've crafted their heel turn.
Yeah, because you said Kofi's always been a good guy.
Wow. I think maybe briefly they tried turning heel with the New Day, like, but they didn't last long.
Last week, Kofi's own mum walked out.
Yeah, and we did both laugh on that.
Oh, and I do like because we follow Johnny Gargano's vlog, don't we?
Yes.
And I think he's quite funny as a heel, because we follow his vlog every week, and he's a really nice guy, and Tommaso Ciampa, but I think their heel turn was quite funny, really, against the Motor City Machine Gunners, because I didn't think
Guns. Everybody said Gunners.
I thought it was Motor City Machine Gunners, isn't it?
Motor City Machine Guns.
Oh well.
But still.
But I didn't think Johnny would turn heel. I thought that he'd split from.
I think we all did a little.
When Ciampa gave him that ultimatum, I thought that he would side with them, because with the Motor City Machine Guns, because he'd known them for so long. I didn't think he'd turn heel, but he did. So, but yeah, the best one of all, definitely Chad Gable, I'd say.
Okay. So the next question, the fifth question on that I've wrote down for you to answer is, who is right now your favourite wrestler overall to choose from in WWE this year, and then the reasons again why. The reason why you've chosen is now, again, there's so many you can have from.
My favourite wrestler?
Yes.
I think for this year, and the reason I started watching...
Oh, there was one match we did miss out on, going back to the best match on a PLE. I was going to say Randy and Gunther at King of the Ring 2024.
Yeah, that was a good match.
That was really good.
That was a good match.
Underrated.
I do like Randy, but I think my best wrestler for this year, one of the things that drew me into watching it, that caught my eye, was Cody. I know a lot of people... have opinions on him and that, but he caught my eye. To see him, that very first one that I watched back in February on was it SmackDown, and The Rock was on it, and then Cody came out in his suit looking so smart. I think he had Pharaoh with him at the time, because Pharaoh doesn't travel with him now, but I think at the time he was still with Pharaoh, and I just think he hasn't stopped Cody this year. No. I think he's just been what is it, a workhorse? But he's just, I just think he's got
the company now, isn't he?
I think he's just,
and he's a good face of the company.
Yeah, and he even stood in for Triple H at what was that, Bash in Berlin, when Triple H couldn't be there because it was his daughter's starting back at school or something.
That's it, yes.
And he did the press conference, and
he's good at talking in the conferences as well.
I've seen him at three live events. Well, 4 if you count SmackDown and Clash at the Castle. Yeah. And after every one, he's the one that goes around the ring, and we've stood behind. I mean, I haven't gone up to the ring for an autograph because it's an absolute scrum, but we stayed behind for quarter of an hour, 20 minutes at the end of these shows, and he's still only halfway round the ring, going round signing autographs, having selfies. When we left the arena at Liverpool, after half hour after the show had finished, he was still going around. You could hear his music still going on as we were walking away. I mean, I think the sort of commitment that he gives to the business and that. But I just think he's so good. But I would quite like to see Cody turn heel. I'm getting a bit fed up with him being so good. He's too good.
But I did think that the promo we just watched on SmackDown last night was good, with setting up. Oh, we did miss out Kevin Owens' heel turn. That could have been another one in here. We could.
Yeah, but I would say he's my favourite heel because he's just a bit of a nutcase, isn't he?
Well, yeah.
Well, he's a comedy heel. Yeah. I think.
Well, he mixes it all in.
Chad comes across as a proper heel, or as he? I don't know. Kevin's just
a bit delusional.
Yeah, and you can tell.
Chad's a bit delusional.
Well, yeah, but but I think
they're different heels, aren't they?
I'd really like to see Cody turn heel because he's just too good to be true at the moment.
And we did miss out Drew. We did miss Drew out, and Drew's been a really good heel this year. Yeah, but did he
turn heel, or was he a heel all along?
Well, I think he was a heel since the start of the year.
Oh, I do like Drew as well. I think he's such a good character. He's such a strong character, and when he lost all that CM Punk feud, and then when he lost to him in that Hell in a Cell, people thought, oh, that might be the end of him for a while, but he's just come back as strong as ever, hasn't he? And I think he's a really nice bloke in real life too. You could tell he is from following him on different things, and yet his commitment to his heel character, the way he stays in character. We saw that, was it Busted Open?
Yeah.
When he dropped
Yeah.
the mic and walked out and that, and even I thought that it was real, but I think that was all part of him being in character at the time. So he is a good heel, but yeah, there's so many good heels, but yeah,
your favourite is Cody.
Well, Cody, I love Randy, but Randy's just. Oh, I just like
Well,
Randy.
no, but I guess you can
I
only...
remember Randy from so many years ago. Well, because you liked him. You've always liked Randy. I remember when you had all your wrestling figures and that. There's a lot of, and then to see The Rock still going strong. When I remember watching him back in the 90s, I mean, he was a big favourite of yours when you were young, Cam. You had Rock figures and Rock posters. You had a Rock duvet
I still
cover.
actually do have
I couldn't believe it that he was still wrestling. And I mean, what is he, 50, 52?
Yes.
I mean, he's not much younger than me, and to see him taking all those bumps at WrestleMania and that, I mean...
and the final boss character's been a good heel version
and we
of him.
know, don't we, from seeing him on loads of other things, what a decent guy he is.
Yeah, he just comes off being likeable, I think.
You know...
I'm not saying he's not got his issues, because I don't think anyone has, but...
I don't know, I just think it's such a good... There's so many good characters at the minute. There's some that do bore me to tears. Carmelo Hayes, I can't get into him. He might be a decent enough wrestler, but I just...
You're just not sure of him, are you?
What about the women's? We haven't talked about the women's much.
Well, no, but...
Well, no, I just want to say on the women's, I would say my favourites are probably... Tiffany.
Well, yeah, you might as well go for your favourite women's.
Well, no, yeah, because I think Tiffany's done really well this year. She's come up through. I wish she'd cash in that.
I'll just include that into the same question, sir.
Yeah, but Tiff, I wish she'd cash in that flipping briefcase.
Well, yeah, we've both been saying it's just
getting a bit fed up with her keep running up with the briefcase and then not cashing it in.
I think it will happen very soon now. I think that they're definitely hinting it's going to come.
Lyra Valkyria, I can't take to her at all. She just. Her trying to put up that ladder at Money in the Bank. How many attempts did she have at trying to put that ladder up?
3 times at least.
The Pure Fusion Collective.
Pure PSC, yeah.
God, we laugh every time they come on because I don't know. They just don't seem to me to be have any awe at all. I don't know.
They don't always get too much reaction.
Nia, I think Nia. I don't dislike her, but she's everything just. There's nothing sort of new. It's
Rhea.
always
Do you like Rhea Ripley?
Yeah, I like. But hang on. I was just saying about Nia, Cam.
No, sorry. Well, yeah, but I'm trying to just
look at Bella's hair. No, Nia. She's it always seems the same. Is she the one with the Annihilator?
Yes.
Oh God, that's boring. I wish she'd just do something different. Rhea, yeah. I mean, Rhea's so over, isn't she? I mean, she's just. I take it she's the number one, is she? Better than Bailey and everybody at the moment.
Yeah.
I think. But I think the best. I think it was good that. I think it was good that she left the Judgment Day. Oh, and I haven't spoke about Damien Priest. I think it was good that he left the Judgment Day. And one Dirty Dom, he needs to leave the Judgment Day, I think, and go alone. I think he's just getting
directionless.
He's
now
becoming a bit of a well, what is it? Not a bit of a stooge, really. He's just there for the comedy element. Whenever they want somebody to sort of beat up or whatever,
he just needs to.
I think
break out on his own.
I think maybe the Judgment Day need to split. Don't you think? I think JD and Finn could be just a tag team.
Well, we'll come back to that in a minute. Anyway, we can get to that because that's what.
I thought that was all your questions.
Well, no, I have got a bonus one.
Oh,
so
right, okay.
again, so going with Cody and Tiff as your favourites.
Yes.
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 So I have a last bonus question to ask you then, Ma. Which is, what do you look forward most of all to for WWE now as we go into 2025? They've just announced Kevin Owens is facing Cody at the Royal Rumble in a ladder match.
That'd be good.
There's the Monday Night Raw Netflix happening next week.
We've just got to subscribe to Netflix to get that, haven't we, Cam?
And SmackDown's going to go on there and NXT.
Because we were watching Raw and SmackDown on Discovery Plus.
Well, TNT Sport,
but Discovery Plus, and then we had WWE Network for the PLEs, but we've just started to subscribe to Netflix now, haven't we? So I think it'd be good. CM Punk I didn't mention either. I like CM Punk.
Yes, of course, CM Punk.
I love CM Punk.
This was the first year you really got to kind of know him, get into his...
I love CM Punk, and he's got a dog, hasn't he? He's got a senior dog. We got two senior dogs. This is Bella, and we got Patrick downstairs, but... I love
never
CM
really
Punk.
shown the dogs before too much in my videos, but you get a look of them here.
No, next year, Cam. Well, I said I'd like the Judgment Day to split up. Carlito needs to go. I don't know what the point
just to
of
be out of the
Carlito
group.
is. JD and Finn, I said maybe just a tag team. I don't know. It's just getting boring. Finn keep going after Damian Priest.
I want to see Rhea getting back the belt from Liv. I
Yeah.
think maybe some people might want that.
Yeah, but it'd be nice to see somebody else go for the belt. Has Io had the belt?
Not the Women's World
I like
Championship.
Io.
But at the moment she is in this Intercontinental Women's Tournament.
I like Io. It'd be nice. I know Rhea Ripley's really, really good and really, really over, but it'd be nice to see somebody apart from Rhea and Liv all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, Io, I like.
Just building more new stars like from
instead of having the same old
to come up in 2025, and I'd definitely like to just see more fresh tag teams as well.
But look at the draft, Cam. They brought up Carmelo. He hasn't really done anything much. They brought up Blair Davenport.
It's more how they've just used them. It's more how they've utilised
and Lyra Valkyria, and neither of them have really done anything.
They tried with Carmelo, but it just after his debut, he flopped a little bit. Like after he debuted initially, and he faced Cody on his first SmackDown in the draft, but
I think Tiffany's going to go on to good things. I reckon she will cash in the briefcase. Hopefully she'll cash in.
Well, lastly, John Cena. It's going to be his final year wrestling as well in 2025. I had to mention that.
Well, we've got tickets for Nottingham, haven't we, Cam?
Yes.
We've got tickets for Nottingham
and
in
that's
March.
my other big
on
news
the road
I wanted to share.
Whilst
we're both here. No. So we can say it now as we're both here doing this.
So we've got tickets for Nottingham on the road to WrestleMania. It's not a Raw or SmackDown, it's a house show.
No, but it's still on the road to WrestleMania.
Got no idea whether John Cena's going to be there or not, but I'm hoping that if he's not, they'll do an autumn tour and we'll get to see
some
him.
good ones there.
Because you've seen John Cena.
Yes.
I've not even seen John Cena wrestle because he hasn't wrestled since I've been watching in February, has he? He hasn't done a match.
He only had that one brief cameo WrestleMania where he did take out Roman with an AA, and I think he took Solo through the table.
Well, yeah, but that was like a match.
That was just all he did.
Well, like the Undertaker, wasn't it?
When he just a few seconds, but.
God, there's been so.
Well, you forgot Jay. How could you forget
main
event Jey Uso?
I love Jay. I like Jay. Yeet.
I mean, come on. Sammy's been good as well. I think Sammy being back in part of the. Well, I was going to say Roman. We've not even really talked about a lot. But
there's too many to talk about. Jimmy came back. He's good. But I like that Jay's.
Well, the whole OG bloodline, that whole reunion when they got them together. I like that Jay's
branched out on his own. I like that. I think that's really good. I can't wait to see where things go with the new bloodline and Solo, because they can't carry on like that, can they? They can't. Somebody's got to take them down.
I can see Jacob eventually stepping up to Solo, or that's something.
But then what will happen to Solo? What will happen to Solo then? Once he gets defeated. Will he go back?
This is the questions we'll find out in the new year.
Will he go back to the original bloodline?
This is what we will. Or they'll just make a stronger bloodline out of all of them. But
what, one big bloodline?
Wow, maybe, but that's something that's going to be explored.
We like Jay, don't we? We love when we do when we've been to the house shows.
Well, he's just been so over in the house shows.
The best house show. We were so lucky with the house show in Liverpool. We got literally everybody. Well, I did. Everybody that I wanted to see was there. We saw DIY and Randy. They did was it DIY and Randy in a tag match with the Bloodline?
Yeah.
With Tama Tonga Loa, and it wasn't Solo though. Jacob, wasn't it? It was those three against DIY and Randy. Gosh, we saw everybody.
Gunther fought Chad Gable for the World Championship.
Yeah. And what we thought was good there was that Gunther was actually the babyface, because Chad was the heel, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So for once, people were cheering for Gunther. We were so lucky. That was the best night ever, because everybody that I wanted to see was there. It was really good. Was Jay there? Yeah, of course he was.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got to see his entrance. One other thing I'm looking forward to with Raw returning to, with Raw going to Netflix, it's the return of Pat McAfee. I love Pat McAfee as an announcer.
Yeah.
I did like Pat McAfee.
Got his unique commentary
with Michael Cole. Yeah, so that's going to be a plus. Not so sure about it. Both shows being 3 hours.
Wow, the SmackDown's going to be starting to go 3 hours by the first one of the new year.
Not because
it's
there's
not
not enough
be good,
stuff to cover.
It's
because we have trouble now fitting it all in, don't we, Cam? Trying to watch everything and keep up with everything.
Trying to be caught up.
I mean,
on a weekly basis.
You go to work, I go to work, and then we have to try and catch up on all these shows.
Different things.
And even with them being 2 hours, it's difficult. So when they go to 3 hours, we're going to have to give up work just to watch the wrestling. But it's all good. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And yeah.
Well, I was going to say, I mean, we'll quickly just point out as well that the Netflix Raw, the first Raw of the new year, is going to have 3 big matches. We're going to get CM Punk versus Seth Rollins.
Yeah. Oh, shall I say who I want to win each?
Well, we're going to get Roman Reigns versus Solo Sikoa in a tribal combat match.
Yeah.
And Paul Heyman's back with Roman. We forgot to mention that. Yeah, Heyman's back. And Rhea and Liv for the Women's World Championship. They're the 3 big promoted matches for
I'm not
the show.
Fussed about Rhea and Liv because they've had quite a few matches.
Well, yeah, but this apparently, I believe there's going to be a spoiler on Raw where there's going to be a stipulation added with it again. A last woman standing match, which I think they're going to have.
Seth. Oh, I don't know. I like both of them. CM Punk, I want to win that because
and Roman and Solo.
And Roman, well, obviously Roman.
Well, yeah, I'm going to say Roman as well. Acknowledge.
Yes. Yeah. So there we are, Cam. That's nearly.
Yeah, I think that that probably is about everything I wanted to ask you with 2024 and with going
we'll have to do
into 2025.
We'll have to do another one after Netflix has premiered.
Well, yeah, we could do a little one, just a short one there to discuss on.
But I'm really, really looking forward to next year. I'm really looking forward to going to Nottingham. I really hope we get to see John Cena.
Yes, well, definitely me.
Will we get to see Cody do a heel turn? He can't carry on like he is, surely, for another year. He's got to do something to make himself a bit different. But I don't know. But I don't know. I don't envy the writers having to think up all these new storylines. But yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be really good, isn't it, Belle? Yes, it is.
I mean, we hope so. We hope it'll just be engaging.
Yeah.
But so
there we are.
So yeah, there we are, and wow, you've seen my mum on here now as well for like the first proper time. I know I said a few weeks back she was going to try to come on, but it just didn't quite get materialised. But she's been on here now.
Well, one other thing is that I can't find many people to discuss wrestling with. Nobody that I work with, none of my friends, nobody my age or seems to be the slightest bit interested. People that I know in wrestling, apart from Cam. So I don't get a chance to discuss it with anybody. So yeah, if anybody's interested in asking me any questions or anything, that would be good. Because I said I like to.
But most importantly as well, that you can like this video and subscribe to the Wrestling Fan for Life 98 channel. I have to point that out each time by the end.
Yeah, Wrestling Fan for Life 98, and and I'll try and do another one with Cam after
Netflix Raw. I mean, that would definitely be a good one to do it on for our first one of the year. So, but
I'll have to wear a different t-shirt.
And hopefully I'll be back up to maybe fit in one last video tomorrow, but I'm not sure yet before the year does end. But but that's it with my mum with me now.
Say goodbye.
Yes, we will sign out now. So
all right. Anyway, I'll see you again soon.
This is Wrestling Fan for Life 98 signing out.